Hi, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So for today, what I wanted to do was just have a little bit of fun. I want to cover this Gen Z influencer, Orangepeanut. He made a video about how a fat man ruined his flight. And I just kind of want to show it just to see like where the conversations around fatness are headed. As you guys know, Gen Z's kind of coming into cultural prominence. They're kind of getting into their 20s. And it's important to see where these conversations are headed. I have a feeling that Gen Z is really, really not about the fatness in general. I know we see a lot of fat acceptance TikTok on this channel and we really look at that. But in my opinion, a lot of those are actually millennials. And so I think that a lot of Gen Z, they're really not about it, which is fine. I'm not really about it either. It isn't, I'll be the first one to say it isn't a good thing to be morbidly obese. It just isn't. But I want to go ahead and see what he says, and I think we can all have some fun with it. And let's get started.
They say God sends his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. I don't find that quote to be true. I think God sends his fattest tubs of lard to the most cramped airplanes possible. Because yesterday, I had one of...
He is really passionate about this. So I will say, I do watch Orangepeanut from time to time. I am shocked he's actually looking in the camera. He always looks at the viewfinder all the time. Which, again, no shade. We all do it. But sometimes with his videos, I'm like, oh my God, dude. Just look at the camera, please. But he's that passionate about this issue of fatness. He's actually looking at the camera.
The most traumatic experiences of my life on a...
And yes, I understand that he is comedic. I get it.
plane with a fat guy. Let me rewind a little bit. Over the last couple of days, I was in Colorado for spring break. I was having some fun. I was doing some ice skating, climbing mountains, other things that I will not incriminate myself by saying. But the last couple of days, I was in Colorado for spring break, and obviously that's very far from where I live, so I had to take a plane there and back. The plane ride there was excellent. I slept the whole way, slept like a baby.
I will just say planes in general are horrible. It's also really horrible to fly while fat. I've actually covered it. I actually do have a video on my channel about the whole Sydney Watson debacle last year. It's rough. It's rough for all parties involved. But I'll be interested to see what made this story so traumatic, for sure.
Life was great. But the plane ride back, which was yesterday, it was a plane ride at 12:30 in the morning. It started at 12:30 in the morning.
Look, I used to be the queen of nights. And honestly, I actually used to like those late flights. But I'm not really anymore. I've lost my title. I've lost my crown.
AKA, I did not get any sleep before that. So if I did not sleep on this plane, I would not have any sleep for the entire night. It is detrimental that I get sleep on this plane.
You are young, Orangepeanut. You are young. You're like, I don't know, what is he, like 22, 21, something like that? You can handle an all-nighter. Please, if my fat ass could handle it, doing all-nighters and all this stuff when I was in college, which I hated college, by the way, if I could handle it, if I could handle, staying out till 7 a.m. in my mid-20s, like doing some crazy stuff, being at the park, talking to a friend till like 7 in the morning. I mean, if I can do all that stuff when I was young, something's going on. You should be able to have a sleepless night. It shouldn't be like this make or break, whatever. Back in the olden days, back in the old days of 10 years ago, we would go out and stay up all night, period. And so one flight of having that, it's not a big deal. I went to Australia. I flew. We got up at 3 in the morning. I had to fly. We flew every 2 days for 2 or 3 weeks, period. I did that at 23 and I was morbidly obese, had massive issues going on, both physically and mentally, and I was still able to do it. So, cry me a river, Orange Peanut. Cry me a river.
3.5 hour flight. So,
oh, you poor baby. Flying to Australia was, I think it was 15 hours being a fat tub of lard. Yeah, dude. You're gonna have to cry to someone else.
What I'm hoping is get on the plane, comfortably, kind of lay my head back and just, that was the goal, right? I get on the...
For the record, I have never slept on a plane in my life. Ever. I've never been able to. It's so uncomfortable.
Plane, and, I actually boarded pretty early, so I was sitting by myself on the aisle, which, if you don't know how planes work, there's the window seat, the middle seat, and the aisle seat. I like the aisle seat.
Who doesn't know how a plane works? I'm sorry, you guys, if there's anybody there that doesn't, but just look up online, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess not everybody flies. That was probably like privileged-y. I think the Gen Zs would probably attack me for that, but I'm not rich and I've flown. So, I mean, I guess I'm old though. I'm not that old, but I'm just saying, I don't know. We get it. You probably watched a movie or something.
Because I'm closest, I can kind of lean out and I'm fine. It's fine. It's the best seat in my opinion. But
I like the window seat. I don't know why, but I just do. But at my current level of fatness, I definitely have to have the aisle seat, which is just great. So I can have the arm dig into my leg and bruise my thigh just so that I'm not totally on someone else, even though I still am. So yeah, it's a thing. I'm one of those. I'm evil. I'm an evil flight person. I flew last year and I was really beluga and it was bad. And I do feel bad for those people, but at the same time, sometimes you got to do something. I'm going to be flying somewhere for my 30th birthday. That's what I did. I flew somewhere for my 30th birthday. I went and saw my friends so I could go have fun and try to have a good moment in what otherwise was a totally shitty year of 2022.
But, as people are filing in, some...
Just have to say, he's back to the viewfinder.
He comes and sits all the way on the window seat next to me, which is cool. That it's totally fine. I still have the space right next to me. And, it's getting towards the end of the boarding, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be phenomenal. There's no one sitting next to me. Wonderful. And all of a sudden, the last man that walks in to board this plane, who do you think it is? Little dude.
There's hardly ever a flight where it's not full. And trust me, I flew Southwest and I prayed with my heart every time that there was, and I had like 50 billion layovers. That's the thing about Southwest. There's 5 billion layovers every time you fly. And so it was just horrible every time I had to get on a plane. And there was one time that it wasn't full. I would have loved it if I could have had an open seat next to me. Anyways, that almost never happens. You should have known better. You should have known better. Orange Peanut.
To board this plane, who do you think it is? Little dude? Little girl? Little woman? No. The fattest of fat 5'8" man wearing a hat waddles down the lane until...
That hat is really the important detail here.
Hey man, I'm sitting right there. So he's so big that I have to get up out of the seat to let him in. And
oh my God. No. I think I had to do that. I mean, whatever, dude. You're going to make me cuss at you. I'm getting triggered. I'm just kidding. Look, I'm fat enough for people to have to get out of the seat. I don't know who's thin enough to not have to get out of the seat, but I don't know. It'd be weird to have your butt in someone's face and all that. Anyways, it'd be kind of awkward.
I don't hate fat people as much as my videos may suggest. I don't have any hatred for fat.
Really? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm sure he doesn't. I don't know. I think he's definitely one of the ones that's like a fitness and you should get it together and blah blah blah, and like I can understand. I've actually seen some of his videos on like Nikocado, which we really should get into on this channel for sure. I don't know why I haven't yet. But they're not terrible videos that he's done. So I'll concede you that point. I'll concede you that point, Orange.
People in general, there's just a certain category of fat people I like to call fat fucks who.
Ooh. Okay. Look. I'm not a fat acceptance person whatsoever, but when you go into that level, can we at least admit that it's fat phobia? It doesn't have to mean that it's the same thing as racism and whatever else, but it is still a thing.
There's just a certain category of fat people I like to call fat fucks who eat so much food, don't work out, complain when things don't go their way because they're fat, expect society to accept them as fat. These are fat fucks.
Okay, so he's talking about a fat acceptance person that in his very eloquently stated way, which is fine. I can understand what he's saying with that. It's definitely giving them some ammo, though, Orange. But I get it. It is what it is.
Who do you think that this man that sat next to me was? Was he a fat person or a fat fuck? Let me just tell you what happened.
It sounds like the person may have had a bad attitude as well. Oh gosh, this is going to get scarring.
Throughout the course of this flight, and you can guess. He was so fat. You know how like there's armrests on the side of the seat? He was so fat that his gut was spilling over the armrest into my area. So I couldn't even put my arm.
Okay, so I will say when I sit on a plane, the gut, I don't think goes over the arms. It kind of digs into it slightly, but what really flows, unfortunately, is my huge ass. There's nothing I can do. The ass is big and it flows underneath the actual armrest. And if there were nets or something with to contain my ass into the seat, I promise you it would be fine to sit next to me. But the big ass is what gets me into trouble on planes.
There, I had to put my arm in the other one and just kind of like go like this. So I already, right off the bat,
Yeah,
this man is so fat that I'm already in an uncomfortable position. But, you know, he's fat. He can't do anything about it. So I try.
For me, my hip is usually touching the other person. And I'm sorry. But not my arms, not my gut, nothing like that. That's the level I'm at.
I just, you know, kind of lean my head backward and whatever, you know, I try to put up with it. I try to be nice. And then basically when the flight takes off, the flight attendants come and, you know, flight attendants, if you don't know on planes, they give, you know, refreshments, snacks. They give you an option of either like water, juice, or soda or alcohol.
I hate it when they come on there and say stuff. I'm always like in a post-traumatic situation, like stress. I'm like in a PTSD fit whenever I'm on a plane and I never want to be bothered. I literally will like be like this the whole time I'm flying with like my feet in the air and like for like that if I could. Like I never want to eat. I don't want to go to the bathroom. I don't want to do anything. I treat it like a survival situation. But I usually do get ginger ale because they're already there anyways. That's usually what I do. And then within my diet restrictions, there's not going to be any nuts. It's got the poof. I'm not going to be having, you know, I can't handle gluten and all that crap, so I ain't having no pretzels. Just that ginger ale, and that's it.
When the flight attendant comes to ask for a drink, obviously I get water because water supremacy. Water is one of the greatest things on this planet. I get water. And
I don't really like water that much, but I don't hate it. My friend Lisa, she hates water. I don't hate it. I'm just very water neutral. I do like a bit of flavor and I like that ginger ale. So you can come for me, Orange. That's fine. That's Orangepeanut. That's fine, Orangepeanut. I forgot his name, so I'm sorry. I'm calling you Orange Peanut this whole time.
By the way, side note, I hate airplanes for this. They gave me this, like, it was basically a shot glass of water. You're allowed to get one drink throughout the flight. And they gave me, like, literally, like, this size cup of water. I was done in 2 sips, and then I was
That's how it is, yeah.
dehydrated the whole flight. Because, by the way, I've been sick the past couple days. Sick as a dog. But, anyway.
Ooh. You're lucky it's 2023, sir. And not another year. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What do you think this guy orders for his drink? Orange juice? Water? Apple juice? No, a Coke. Not even a Diet Coke. A Coke.
Diet Coke is worse, for the record. He would have been so mad at my ginger ale. He would have been pissed at my ginger ale. So I'll have to just drink it really aggressively the next time. No, I'm just kidding.
He says it so confidently. He's like, "Oh, Coca-Cola, please." Like he said it like that. "Coca-Cola, please." Fat.
Why are you surprised? You think he got really big by not having any calories? Oh my god, this pause.
Stop drinking sugar. There's so much sugar in that. But
Sugar's not bad. It's the PUFA, it's the seed oils, it's the linoleic acid, I believe it's called. I can't remember exactly because it's late when I'm filming, but it's these things that are pro-inflammatory. It's not the sugar, not that Coke is healthy, but you need to chill. You need to calm down. There you go. Am I speaking Gen Z language now? I'm just kidding. That song was Taylor appropriating Gen Z culture, for the record.
you know, he gets that obviously, and then everybody gets the food that they offer, which airlines used to always have peanuts, which, you know, me being
No to the nuts. See, look, he would eat. Look, I would do the opposite of him. I would get a soda and I would not have the peanuts, the poofa nuts. No way. And they're usually fried in that oil or baked or roasted in some really terrible oil. No. No, 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 no.
the peanut. I respect that, but they got rid of it, and now they have like bags of pretzels. So
No, I don't have those either, but
the guy, obviously he gets the Coke, he starts chugging that down. But when things start to get interesting is when he opens the bag of pretzels. Now, the pretzels are supposed to be something for you to nibble on throughout the flight. So, you know, you ever get a little hungry, you can just pop one in your mouth. Life is good. But this man opens up the bag of pretzels and proceeds to chug them. I'm not joking. He opened it and just immediately.
that man is hypo. Guarantee you. Wow. I mean, even like when you're binging, you'd at least like take the bag and you'd be like, and like have it swirl around and then you'd swallow. If he's literally chugging it, he's like desperate for those carbs. He must be like dying to literally chug it. Like that is too much, dude. Crazy. And I could see it triggering someone, I guess. Someone as extra as Orange Peanut, I could definitely see it triggering somebody because it's a lot. It is a lot. At least do the binge style where you take some, swirl, swallow, take some, swirl, swallow, and then you just do it that way, at least.
All down. Brother, it has been like 2 minutes since you've eaten. Stop eating. You don't need it. You could stop eating for 50 days and be perfectly healthy.
No, that would not help. That would make everything worse, Orange Peanut. I know that you think that, but it would devastate your hormone system. It would totally mess up your thyroid. It would mess everything up. In the second that you start eating again, you would put that weight back on in a heartbeat. And then you'd probably gain even more depending on what you ate, which would probably be a lot of junk food, a lot of horrible fried foods in these terrible oils, chips and breads and all this stuff with all these oils in it. And you'd probably put on a mass amount of weight and be even more hypo after not eating for 50 days. I would not suggest that to anybody who is sick, which this person is obviously ill physically. Obviously, from this description anyways.
When I saw that, I knew it was over. I knew he was a fat fuck by, like, at that point. But the story
He is sick. Not that he would necessarily get any help or do anything, and not that it isn't self inflicted, but still.
goes on. That wasn't even the worst part. That was me describing what kind of fat dude he was. The story gets interesting.
Okay, there might be more to it. I think there might be some personality flaws. That's my prediction. We'll see if I'm right or if he's just super extra and judgmental. So we'll see.
When there is a lady sitting in front of him, just, a lady. And she's trying to sleep just like everyone else. By the way, this fat guy next to me, he is not trying to sleep. He's watching some random ass like comedy on his iPad.
I will say though, asking Orangepeanut not to be judgy when he is a Virgo, not likely. No, I'm just kidding.
And this lady in front of him, she's trying to sleep, so she's like leaned back a little bit. And when she leans back, the seat in front of him, the seat she's in, it leans back just the slightest bit. And he immediately he pushes it forward. And he's like, "Hey, you're crushing me. Don't do that." Yeah, she's crushing you because there's so much of you. Like, it is physically impossible for her to not crush you. And she's obviously annoyed, as she should be. And she just kind of says, "Okay."
Yeah, that's kind of entitled. Especially if you're already like encroaching on other people's space, you keep your mouth shut. Period. All my fatties, you keep your mouth shut on that plane. That's my advice to you. You want some real fat hate, then you're going to do something like that. We are not going into a climate where this type of stuff is going to be tolerated. I'm just letting you know. I can tell. I can see the writing on the wall. I can see the whispers in the wind. Fatness is not going to be accepted very soon. Do not do this.
And stops it. And then, 10 minutes later, she gets tired again, leans back a little bit, the chair goes back, and what do you know? He's getting more annoyed. He's like, "Man, he literally tapped basically on the back of her seat like 5 times. Of course, she looked back and she's like, you're playing with me." Or not, he didn't say you're playing with me. He said something to the degree of like, "Stop doing this, don't test me." And she's annoyed again, but it simmers until about 15 to 20 minutes later, she did it again because she was falling asleep. She was, laying her head back. And mind you, she's not like crushing him. She's just moving the seat back slightly.
Yeah, if it's affecting him that much, dude. Like, I know I'm not one to be like, don't ever fly, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes you just gotta do it, even if it's gonna piss people off. I know that that's not gonna be very popular. But like I said, I wasn't gonna stay home and stay safe for my 30th birthday. I'm getting my ass on a plane, period. But you try to be graceful. You have to try to be like decent in some kind of way, or at least just try to blend in like anybody else. Like, people are already having issues with you on the plane as a fat person. When you do all this stuff on top of it, honey, it's a problem. Like, now you're acting in ways that are so entitled, they're even beyond what the average person would be expected to endure or deal with. And it's like you're already putting other people through what an average person wouldn't be putting them through. Really bad.
Because she's trying to sleep. But this motherfucker is so...
Especially considering how late it is. People are going to sleep. Why would he take that flight at that time? You have to just deal. And I get it. Maybe he's hella hypo. He's crazy. His hormones are all over the place. Whatever. But you're going to have problems. Just because your hormones are all jacked up and it makes you crazy, it doesn't mean that people are just going to put up with it. Like, he's going to have more problems in his life from this kind of stuff. I'm just saying. Which, again, even if you're like me and you do care about fat people, like, I can't shield you from your consequences. If you're acting like an awful person, you're going to deal with people. I've acted like an awful person before, and I have to deal with fighting with people and stuff. Like, you don't want to do that if it's unnecessary. This is just so dumb.
That any slight movement crushes him. And then he has the nerve to go, when she does it for the 3rd time, he goes, "Hey, now you're just disrespecting me."
Oh my gosh. Dude.
literally
Dude.
said that. Now you're just disrespecting me. And she turns back confused as shit and she goes, I'm just trying to sleep. And he says, nah, you're crushing my knee. You don't know what you're doing to me. And at this point,
It's kind of a too bad thing. That's what it is to fly. Like, fly first class then. I don't know what to tell you. Don't fly at all. It sucks. It's awful. And if this guy is 5'8", I'm 6'1". I'm way taller than this guy if he was really 5'8". I mean, try being 6'4" or 6'5" on a plane and then try to cry about it. I mean, this is ridiculous, dude.
sitting there. I'm about to just turn to him and say, stop eating the fucking pretzels if you don't want this to happen. Because God.
That's funny. That's really extra. But you know damn well, we all know damn well that Orange Peanut would never. I bet you in person, Orange Peanut is just the sweetest, like, nicest, like, would never say anything to you person. And then online, he's like, honey, I am the same. I am just as harsh online as I am in real life. Sometimes I'm even worse offline than I am online. I'm the opposite. I'm the anti-peanut. Just saying. But you know he wouldn't. But I kind of wish he would have. I kind of wish he would have. Just a little, just a touch. Because I'm sure Orange Peanut, he could have either taken a punch or he could have put a punch back. Like, he's got some muscle. I shouldn't be saying this. I'm being problematic. Just, let's keep going.
Damn it. This man would not let up. Not only does he shovel food and soda into his mouth all day, every day, gradually expanding, but now he has the nerve to get mad at someone for sleeping. And he didn't just ruin her sleep. He ruined mine too, because like the lights were off on the flight because it's a 12:30 in the morning flight. So the lights are off because they know everyone wants to sleep. And as I'm trying to sleep, he starts turning this bright light above him on and off so he can read stuff. Like, it's not even like he was reading a book. He was like reading random things on his phone. I don't even know what he was doing. I was so dazed. I was tired and sick. But he ruined my...
Okay, if you have a phone, why do you need the light on to look at your phone? That's extra. Just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I get it if you're reading a book. Like, everybody has a right to do that. But, I don't know. That's really extra.
entire flight.
It might be some insulin resistance not allowing you to see a screen properly. I mean, dude, that guy does need to have a serious reality check. Like, he needs to really look at himself. I mean, some of this stuff is crazy, for sure.
Because A, he was so fat that he was spilling onto my seat. So like, I had to get into a weird position to try and sleep. Because I wasn't trying to touch him. I'd probably get a disease or something like that.
That's messed up. Okay, dude. I mean, I don't think you would. I mean, what could you get? What does he think he's going to give him? Like, scabies or something? Like, do you see any sores or anything? Like, why? You shouldn't think that right away. That's a little dehumanizing. Unless if there's evidence of it, then I think that's really harsh.
But not only was he doing that, he was terrorizing the woman in front of him, all while taking no accountability for the thousands of calories he's shoveling into his mouth every day. This fat piece of shit. If I could find him, I would like to sit him down.
You wouldn't do anything in person, Peanut. You wouldn't. I'm calling your bluff, Peanut. Period. Calling it. Or as Gen Z says, purr. I'm calling your bluff, purr. You didn't understand the assignment. I'm just kidding. Look, I'm still learning, okay? We're going to just move forward.
And have a stern conversation. Because that's just unacceptable.
You left the crumbs. You didn't eat. You did not eat. You did not eat, Orange Peanut.
Listen, if you're going to be that fat, either buy 2 seats or fly first class. If not, don't fly at all. Because you know what you're doing to other people.
So that's what everybody's going to be saying probably within the next year. I wonder if fat people on planes, if their days are numbered. I really do, because people are getting more and more angry about it. And the airlines, they just kind of, they try to go the sort of like fat acceptance path a lot of the time these days, but I don't know. I feel like eventually they're just going to be like, never mind. So if you're really big and you want to keep flying, like just try to get it together. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get it together now.
Airplanes are like cramped. You know, they're not spacey because they're trying to compact it to put as many people in there as possible. So if you're that big, you're not going to fit. You're going to bother other people. And that's exactly what he did. So it was just overall a horrendous experience. It ruined it. The only fun part of that flight was I was thinking of bomb jokes the entire time. I don't know why, but that entire flight, like, because I was awake, I wasn't sleeping. I was just kind of thinking, and I was thinking, how funny would it be if I just, because, okay, this is a complete side note, but I want to get this off my chest. There was a lady earlier when she grabbed my bag at airport security, and she was like, oh, it's heavy. You got something nice in there? And in my head, I was like, a bomb. I didn't say it, but I had like one of those intrusive thoughts.
Somebody doesn't remember 9/11, clearly.
To just say a bomb and see what would happen. But it never happened. I'm not LaBomb James. But side note, bombs are...
No, it's comedic. It's fine. I get it. I'm just being extra.
Funny in airports. But yeah, it completely ruined my flight. It's so fat and so annoying. It was horrible. If you're like this, just reconsider buying the middle seat ticket. Because you're just...
Sorry. I get it. I can understand that. Fat people should try to get the aisle. It's the most helpful, for sure. I mean, the window is better than the middle, but I do think the aisle is probably somewhat best, but you're going to have to get up and out if they want to get out. And you just have to grin and bear it and be happy about it.
Ruining everyone else's day. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts about this whole situation in the comments. I'm sorry for not uploading in like the past 5 days. You know, I was on vacation just trying to relax a little bit. But I'm getting back into it. We're going to have some bangers this week, some streams, some shorts. It should be excellent. So with that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. And see you later. Peace.
You didn't understand the assignment. Period. No. Per. Anyways. I'm still learning, okay? You guys need to help me. No, but thank you guys so much for watching. That was fun. I just thought it would be something fun and kind of cheesy to do. I guess his name is Tony. I'm sorry. I forgot your name. I'm still going to call you Peanut. I'm still going to call you Orange Peanut. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like it, like it. It's just a little bit lighter of content this week. Pun intended. But I will be back soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my fabulous Gen Z terminology. I know I'm just really doing great with it, okay? But I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye. Bye.